Welcome into another edition of the Gator Nation Football Podcast Film Review. I'm your host, James DiVirgilio, and this week we'll be looking at Florida's offense versus South Carolina. Florida had a sensational start to this game, scoring on their first 4 possessions, 3 touchdowns, and a field goal. I'm going to let you know what happened in the middle of the game, towards the end of the game, where things seemed to fizzle. We'll take a look at the highs, the lows, the in-between, always seeking for what was optimal on each and every play. Special thanks this week goes to Dave's Freshly Used. There are links in the description, providing me with this vintage Florida clothing and also supplying your needs for vintage Florida clothing. So hit the link in the description and check out what Dave's Freshly Used has to offer. As always, if you like this content, sub to this channel, follow us on social media, drop us a dono on Patreon where you can support our efforts to bring you more of this content, and check out the podcast each and every Monday where we bring you in-depth analysis on the Florida Gators. All right, let's take a look at what happened here right off the bat in this football game to get Florida started off with their first touchdown of 3 in a row.
First play of the game, and the first play of the game tends to be a fun thing to look at, in large part because all week long you prep for your opponent and you tend to get an idea of what you think their tendencies are. Here's a good example of Florida taking advantage of something South Carolina, I'm sure, had put on film all year long. Florida comes out in a 2x2 set using 11 personnel. And what do we get? South Carolina is going to choose to rotate this safety down and this one back. And that's going to be important for this play, as Florida's going to run a jet sweep here with Ricky, which is then going to lead to basically this. And let's watch how these numbers play out. There's the toss to Ricky. Linebacker is going to flow to the play side. We're going to block him here with a slot receiver, get a block up here, and then get a block up here. So essentially, the goal is to get Ricky to the outside, trapping this safety who's rotating back. Here's your down rotating safety away from the play. So he's out of the play. You take him out. You know this guy's going to take his first couple of steps back. See right here? Kind of shuffling back, and now he's got to come downhill. We're off to the races on the edge. Get your block here on the edge. See if we can't get out to the edge, which is not perfectly done there by Florida, but a nice, easy pickup on first down. Again, taking advantage of an opponent's tendency early on for a nice gain in the very first play of the game. New set of downs for Florida. A lot has obviously been made about AR's future. Is he going to go pro? Is he not going to go pro? Is he ready? Of course, if you watch these film studies now for the past couple of years, you know that I think AR has an extremely high ceiling. However, I also think he's not a polished product, nor is he an NFL quarterback right now. His completion percentage is hovering around 55%. Completion percentage is the best predictor of success in the NFL. AR would be one of the lowest completion percentage quarterbacks to have success in the NFL, but he wouldn't be alone. Lamar Jackson was also in the mid to upper 50s as a completion percentage quarterback in college, and obviously he has become quite the quarterback in the NFL. And one could also argue that his lack of consistency as a passer has really hurt him in the playoffs. All that being said, if you're high on Lamar Jackson as an NFL quarterback, certainly you would take a guy like AR, who's bigger, stronger, and probably almost just as fast in the NFL as a project if you think you can work with his deficiencies. And again, his major deficiency right now, we talked about this last week, talked about it now for a while, is in fact his ball placement. Florida's going to run play action right here, max protect, 2-man route, right? 1, 2, check down, and we're just going to run an easy comeback here. This is a great way to get your quarterback into the game. You've got 1 first down. Let's get a second one. You do not have an easier throw than this. This is a throw to a receiver coming back to you, showing you his numbers. It's a standstill throw. It's a way to get him into the game. And AR misses this throw here to the outside, high into the outside, nowhere near the mark, and that goes for an incompletion. So again, in the NFL, of course, the windows are much smaller. Everything is much tighter. AR is going to have to clean this stuff up if he wants to play in the league. And for those of you that think, hey, just go to the NFL and start learning there, the windows are going to be much smaller every single day in practice in the NFL. It's generally not great for a quarterback's confidence to have such a difficult time trying to make themselves more accurate. However, again, AR's extreme athleticism, size, and arm strength is going to be something NFL teams are going to want to see. But on this particular play and throughout this game, you're going to see a lot of ball placement issues with AR. Now, that's just fine for a college quarterback, especially one who's as inexperienced as AR. But make no mistake about it, the reason he's such an interesting pick in the NFL is because he is such a unique athlete. As a polished passer, he's not there yet, and really he shouldn't be there yet. Right? He still has not played a lot of football. He shouldn't be there yet. He still has a ways to go and a way to learn. But again, his ceiling is so high, teams may take a risk on him. And if he does choose to go to the NFL this year, that's what the NFL teams, of course, will be looking at, is that ceiling. Can we develop him into the guy we need him to be? Early on here for Florida, he misses an easy throw, setting up 2nd down and 10. On the podcast, we talk a lot about game theory. And within game theory, we talk about leveling. And leveling is a simple way to think of what, if you're Florida's offensive coordinator, you're Billy Napier, you're wondering what South Carolina thinks you're going to do. And if you're doing a good job leveling, you're basically staying one step ahead of your opponent. You say, I think that if I show you this formation in this play, then you're going to do this. And if I know you're going to do that, then I am going to call the optimal play, right? That's exactly what happens here with Florida. So 2x2 again for Florida. We're going to show essentially the same look we showed in the very first play of the game. Here comes Ricky in a jet sweep. This time, here's the signal. This time South Carolina is going to rotate correctly. We're going to bring this safety down on the play side, and now we're going to rotate back here. But Billy says, I knew you were going to do that. I've got a wrinkle for you, and that's going to be AR keeping the ball. You think it's all going this way. Everyone's ready for this play to come this way, except AR is now going to come here. Here's my lead blocker, and we're going to take the inside run, right? Really nice play again here by Billy, kind of showing off some game theory play calling here early on, knowing exactly what South Carolina would do to defend him, and then picking up big yards because of it, and another 1st down for Florida. 2nd down and 10, you're going to see Ricky Pearsall run a dig route. He's going to be open. You're going to see some really nice quarterback play from AR all the way up until the throw. Right here, eyes downfield, read the safeties. Escape this pressure here that Tarquin has allowed. Tarquin at the end here is going to do a good enough job to shepherd him outside. We still have a nice pocket here. So nice little move here by AR. Get skinny, plant the foot, get skinny, clear. Eyes downfield, reset the feet, get ready to throw. Everything here is good. This is perfect quarterbacking. Ball's away before he gets pressure. That's a check there by AR. Really nice work. Unfortunately, again, his ball placement betrays him. Ricky's open, and in fact, he's so open that if a ball is placed out here, he's going to turn the corner and still be running. This player here for South Carolina has come down at a shallow angle behind him, and in reality, he should pick this pass off. This ball goes right through his hands right here. Bam, right through his hands for an incompletion. But, he is in a trail position coming downhill. He is absolutely dead. If this ball is thrown in the proper position, he is never going to even touch Ricky, and Ricky's turning the corner and picking up a huge piece of chunk yardage. So again, ball placement here, letting AR down. This is nothing new, but in this game, he struggled with it more consistently throughout the game, I think, than we've seen him for an entire game this season with generally, I think, a lot of good looks available to him in this game. And it's one reason why Florida's passing yardage obviously were rather anemic in this football game. Florida had a lot of offensive yards, mainly rushing yards. And one reason, again, here was plays were able to be made, but ball placement was just letting AR down. 3rd down and 10 now for Florida. And of course, with AR, it's just a matter of inconsistency on ball placement. All quarterbacks have issues with ball placement at times. Not every quarterback puts the ball right where they want to put it. AR is just inconsistent, so he fluctuates from a great throw to an average throw to a bad throw. And here we're going to see a great throw. Tons of cushion here being given to Douglas, a guy who I think Florida really likes. Obviously, Napier talking about the fact that he's really young, and of course, he's got a high ceiling ahead of him, and he's been putting good stuff on film. He's a very fluid route runner. We've seen this now with the film he's giving us here each game he's playing. He's going to run a simple out route here against a corner who's already bailing way off of him. He's basically giving him this route. AR sees the space, right? So pre-snap read here. This looks like you could be in man. Single high safety, could be in man. You could also be in zone. You got to figure it out post-snap. But regardless here, you already like the cushion you're seeing, especially since you know he's on an out route. He's going to open up and go right to it, immediately right to it. The safety can't help. He knows this. All he's doing is watching this corner. If he keeps bailing, he's going to stick this out route right on time. Right foot hits the ground, ready to throw. No hitch, ball out. That's a good ball. Great ball. High into the outside, catch secure, get out of bounds. That's a really nice example of an excellent ball. And again, AR's arm strength is so strong that this ball is getting on people immediately. Also a really clean spiral. He does throw a really nice ball, tons of velocity. That's the upside, of course, you see when it's right, it's really right. Great timing, great play, easy conversion on 3rd and long there from Florida against the soft coverage by South Carolina. Florida does great stuff with their H-back every single week. We talk about how Billy is so creative in utilizing them. And let's take a look at this run play. Florida, again, had over 300 yards rushing in this football game. You are going to see plenty of rushing plays on this breakdown. We're going to send the H-back out here to clear. Take a look to clear the linebacker. And then these 2 linebackers are going to read this play incorrectly. Why, you ask? Well, when Florida's running zone, over here, it looks like off the start, perhaps, Florida's trying to run a zone concept this way, right? And that's why zone running can be so effective, whether it's inside zone or outside zone. The cutback lane is always there, and if linebackers declare too early, they're going to trap themselves like they do here, like we've seen Florida's linebackers do plenty of times this year. And once that happens, then we've basically created a really nice lane. And again, for many years, Florida was unable to do this ever in the running game. And we've seen this now every single game where you're going to watch huge chunk yards get taken out. And there goes Montrell off to the races. Big chunk yardage again for Florida. Upset, there's not more. I say it every single week. I'm going to keep on saying it. Again, Billy Napier is at the top of his game, the top of the college football game when it comes to run design and play execution. As Florida gets better talent, we could only expect that to increase. So we're really just seeing the beginning of what we're going to see out of the running game from Billy Napier. He's truly gifted in run game design. He has a good feel for when to call it. The only thing, of course, that's hurt Florida this year in the running game is just generally a lack of talent when going up against a top unit like Georgia. And even then, Florida still found ways to be productive from time to time. It's 3rd and goal in large part because Florida goes back to the 12 personnel look that I think they generally have not had a tremendous amount of success with. It's clear that Billy prefers this package at certain parts of the field, especially the red zone. 12 personnel can certainly be great, like in theory, like we've talked about. Florida, I think, has just struggled to execute this as well as they've executed spreading the field in more traditional spread concepts using 11 personnel. Or you could obviously use different personnel too, but just in general, they're better when they spread the field out. When they bunch it up, generally not as good. So Florida's gotten stopped twice for minimal games on running plays. They kind of just moved right down the field and then slowed down. But right here, nice play call. We saw this against Tennessee. Basically the same exact play, but just a little bit of window dressing here, a little bit different. But AR is going to roll out to the right. We're going to get the numbers on our side right here. Here's a block, right? There's 1, there's 2. And we've seen now Etienne, despite the fact that he's such a talented runner as a freshman, be a very willing and a very successful blocker. And I think that's one reason why Florida's comfortable running this play right here. And here he goes again, right? He's going to take the block that gets peeled. There's 1, there's 2, and even 3. He's engaging 3 South Carolina players there, and then AR falls into the end zone. You better believe the coaching staff's going to watch that on film, and they're going to give more love, rightfully so, right here to Odom, but then more importantly to Etienne because they make this play happen. They allow AR to get in the end zone. That's fantastic team football on 3rd and goal, and Florida gets on the board going up 6-0. Something I wish I didn't have to show you every single week was Florida's, in my opinion, stubbornness with running the sprint rollout to the right play. There's ways that you could craft this, I think, that would work a lot better, but Florida's basically running the same kind of set of rollout plays with slight wrinkles every single time. There is a different wrinkle every single time, but still teams are not fooled by this at all. And here comes the predictable shot right into the backfield. AR now has to make a hero play. I mean, he can't even begin to look to set up to any of his throws. None of them are open anyway. And now he's got to shake right here, and which he does, right? I mean, look at this guy. I mean, he is on ice skates. I mean, he is gone. No chance. I mean, he's gone, right? It's great that AR can do this, but it's not a great play when your quarterback has to do that first, then throws a unfortunately catchable but too low, right? It's going to be a hero catch right here to get underneath this ball on 1st down and 10, so no yards are gained. On top of this, behind the play, you have Gamble, who's wide open, but Gamble perhaps doesn't even recognize he's wide open, doesn't wave his arms, doesn't make himself big, doesn't try to get at the attention of AR. He sort of is like coming back to the play not seemingly paying attention to the fact that the defense has completely left him wide open. AR, of course, could have seen this as he clears this guy here. But again, the real problem I have with this is when teams are all over this play, putting pressure on AR, it's not working as you would hope for it to work. Imagine that we do not have a guy in his face here. Then if you're rolling out, you're threatening the defense with a run, and you are also giving your quarterback time to read all three levels, high, middle, and low. Florida has rarely had success doing that this season, no matter who the opponent has been. And we're going to see several more plays this game where Florida struggles again with these rollout to the right plays. I think Florida can do a lot better than what they've been doing here in the passing game with these sprint rollout to the rights. There's different things they can do if they want to roll out. But teams are all over this, and they've consistently been all over this pretty much all season long. So I think Florida needs to be better as we close out the season here moving forward with these sprint rollout plays. On the very next play, Napier is going to run a similar play to what we just ran, but this concept makes a lot more sense, and I'm going to show you why. First of all, motion Ricky over, and now we're going to run two clear out routes, which is nice, right? We're not going to run these little routes here that bring all the defense in here. We're going to clear out the space. Take our H back, we're going to run split zone. Every team knows that Florida's split zone, I think it's their best running play. They hit a lot of home runs off of it. It's really, really well disguised. He's going to look like he's blocking. It's very tough to cover this well. The linebackers have to be prepared for this run to go here, what you're ready for, or to follow, of course, the H back in the split zone. So they're going to hold for a second. They're going to make a read on the zone read. Now they see AR's kept it. They're taking one step in for a second. He actually makes a decent read on this, but you got a full speed H-back coming across here in Xanders. AR now with time because your read defender, your unblocked defender is not able to just shoot in there. He's got to read the play first. Now with time and with space can put a ball, again, ball placement. Let's be nitpicky here, right? If you're a quarterback, you want to nitpick yourself on film. How could I be better? Well, the answer is put the ball here. Don't make him turn his torso all the way back towards you. Put it here so he has more speed. That's going to lead to more yards. And he might even turn the corner here, right, and get an additional 3 or 4, and every single yard matters. Either way for Florida, they take a 2nd and 10, they convert for a first down. So nice work there after the first play didn't work. They said, hey, if they're going to defend it this way, let's clear that out, run the underneath play, little fake split zone play action, and it works for a first down. 1st and 10, Florida goes empty. I love empty sets for a lot of reasons. I also love how Florida's spreading the field east-west. The unfortunate injury to Zipper has definitely changed the identity of Florida's offense to a certain regard. They're running a lot more spread-style sets, and on this particular play, you're going to see AR at his best. I think these are the type of things he is capable of doing. This is an excellent read, excellent throw, excellent play. Let's watch what happens here. Smash concept here. Montrell's going to run a hitch. Going to get a corner route right here. Smash concept. AR's read is the corner. The corner stays down low. He's going to hit this corner route, knowing the safety who's inside of him can't get there. If the corner bails, he's going to take the hitch route, right? Very, very straightforward read. Automatically opens up, reads the right side, knows he has the numbers that he likes here, knows he has 2 inside defenders on 2 outside routes. That's what you want. Protection is good. And now he's going to play with the corner. Let's watch this. The corner's job is to stay in between both of these routes. The corner's job is to stay in between this to where he can essentially make a play on either one and make it uncomfortable for the quarterback. AR knows that's the corner's job. He's going to square like he's looking here. Just a little shoulder. Not much, right? You think that's nothing. That's a little shoulder fake. Just enough to put this corner, watch the corner, just enough to get him stuttering and kind of leaning down here. And now AR opens up, knows he has space right here. Let it fly. Boom. Right? Hit him on the face mask. And then Douglas, again, a really good route runner. Comfortable for a quarterback to throw to a good route runner. He's going to always come out of his break at the same time. He's going to show you his hands, show you his body. Nice completion, nice first down. And again, sensational play here by AR. These are the highs of AR, right? This is a really nice play. Let's run it in real speed right here. Open up. Plant your back foot, read the corner, mess with the corner, have him stutter step, come downhill, clear the space, throw to the space. Boom. Nicely done. Good chunk yardage. I've wanted to see better quick game plays out of Florida, and we've been getting them last game and then this game here. Burke now coming across the formation. Nobody follows him. You get a safety backing up off further. Let's go quick game. Let's go hot. Let's get this to him right away. It's basically a run play on 1st down and 10. It's a free run play. There's one defender on top of your screen here, one way off of him here. Put it out there. Don't mess with any fakes in here. Snap. Boom. Zero drop. Get the ball out, right away. It's called a zero drop here. Out of the shotgun. Take the ball in your hands. Stick it right there as quick as you can. Give your receiver a chance to beat him one-on-one. Make a move. Get down the field. Pick up 6 free yards, right? That's really important for Florida's offense. If you can start doing stuff like this, then defenses have to begin to come up here to cover that and to honor you. And that gives you space, of course, over the top. So I'm glad to see Florida's getting better at the quick game each week, and a nice example of it here early on with Florida driving now into the red zone. At first glance, it looks like Florida's in 12 personnel with 2 tight ends here. But in reality, this is Ricky. And Florida's gotten a lot more creative, putting Ricky Pearsall into different parts of the formation and finding ways to get him the ball. He's going to run basically just an over corner route here. Then you're going to get your check down is going to come across the field here. You're going to have speed crosser coming here. Ricky's going to be the primary target. Max protect, play action, play fake, max protect. Not going to do a great job max protecting here. Leonard is going to get beat. Then you're going to have Kingsley get beat. AR is going to step up, plant the right foot, feel this pressure, clear a little space, very nice. Clear a little bit more space, very nice. Set the feet and throw, despite having traffic all around you. This is the throw he sees. He's got a safety that's a little bit flat-footed here, He's got space for Ricky. Now, ideally, he wants to put this ball over here to the pylon, right? This ball should be going nice and far to the pylon, so Ricky's going to catch this ball sort of over his head, over his shoulder, still running this with his helmet facing this way. That's the idea for this throw. Of course, you watch the game, you know what happens. Again, lots of space here, lots of space for this ball to be over here. Ball's not going to be over there. Ricky stops, turns all the way around, basically. Now his jersey's facing this way. You want his jersey facing this way, right? Defender, though, is in enough of a trail position. He's going to undercut this ball. And again, this ball's nice and high, which is good for AR because if he goes low, this should be a touchdown turned into a pick. But he doesn't. Throws it nice and high. And this looks like, right, this looks like almost a perfect pass because it barely clears the defender. In reality, this is not a good pass, ball placement-wise. Now, of course, we're being nitpicky, right? It's a touchdown for Florida. Let's get excited. I am excited. It's great. Obviously, it's great. But if you're coaching your quarterback, you're saying, hey, look, this is great. I'm glad we scored a touchdown here. But you don't want to get in the habit of having to have this happen when your guy is open right here and you got him beat, right? You don't want to have to chance that deflection or interception. You want to put it out here so he can go get it. Throw to the empty orange spot on the field. Let him go get it so he can never get it. So in worst case scenario, it's an incompletion. It turns out instead to be what looks to be a beautiful touchdown pass, which is a beautiful touchdown. And then Ricky's going to give a little bit of love here to the recruits, right? This is great. Like he's like, oh yeah, okay, this is great. My moment here. I'm in the swamp, right? I'm watching my boy Ricky do his thing. He's celebrating to me. They're all loving it. Everyone's loving it. Touchdown Florida, 14-0. What a start for the Gators in this first quarter. Defense is getting stops. Offense is scoring now 2 for 2, 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. AR is fired up, right? We're all fired up. I'm fired up. It's a big touchdown. It's a great score. Of course, again, film review, as all of you know now, I say it each week, is all about looking at the optimal play. It's all about progression. Take a look at what you did, celebrate the result, but recognize that to get consistency, you always want to improve your game, right? Minimize your margin for error. So a touchdown here from Florida, but another chance for 15 to improve on his ball placement. First and 10 up for Florida. Florida's defense gets another stop. You're going to get a post route here from Ricky deep down the field. And then you're going to have Odom right here, who's going to be completely wide open. But AR decides that triple coverage is better than no coverage. There's nobody here. There's nobody here at all in this entire box, all the way to the sideline. He only gets more open as this play develops. But like we've seen before with AR, and I think this has to do with how strong his arm is, a guy who does not have an arm as strong as his right now, you can't see it, but I can tell you what's happening, already knows that Ricky's post route is a no-go. It is triple covered. There's no chance that's happening. You got a dropping corner, you have a safety over top, and you have an underneath defender right now on Ricky. They're surrounding him, right? They're not going to let this happen, but he is going to sit here and know it. Right now, right foot hits. If the throw is there, he's going to let it fly. All right? You can tell by watching quarterbacks if the throw is there by this moment right here. He's not letting it fly. Now that means you got to come off that throw. Trust exactly what's happened to your body. Your body's telling you the throw's not there. That's why you're resetting and waiting. Now let's come across and let's take a look at the wide open tight end that you want to throw the ball to. It's 1st down and 10. He kind of thinks about it and he's like, nope, I'm letting this thing ride. I'm feeling it. I'm going to let it fly. Boom, let it fly. Again, he's open the entire time. He never really sees him, right? Never really sees him. This ball is a beautiful ball. I mean, look at the spiral, right? It's a beautiful spiral. And in all actuality, it's actually a pretty decent pass. It gets kind of close here to Ricky. But this is not how you're going to make a living playing quarterback in the NFL, for sure. He gets away with one here. And look, this is okay. I'm not nitpicking AR. If I were doing this breakdown for every other team in the country, you better believe that at some point in time this season, their quarterback almost certainly threw a ball just like this one when he should not have. Quarterback is the hardest position in sports. You have to make many decisions on every single play. But again, what's the purpose of film study? To play optimally. You do not want to be doing this, right? This is not what you want to do. Not what you want to do. And he knew this early on. All these guys you see running here, you can see them. Again, early on, this is the same picture. What you see right now was the same picture he saw for 23 yards back here on the all 22. And that's what he's waiting for. He opens up. He knows it. This is not good. It's not good. It's not good. It's still not good. Definitely not good. It's still not good. Still not good. Let it rip. Problem is, he does check here, which is covered, but he never comes down here. So you want to process this quickly. Right here, back foot hits. Reading high to low, back foot hits. Nope, I got 3 guys going back there. That's no go. Let's come down to 1 level. You have guys here on 2 levels. You have 1 here and 1 here. Let's come down 1 level. You're going to make a half field read. You're not going to read the full field here. Come down 1 level. Your eyes are up here. Come down 1 level. That's not here. He should be looking right here where the ref is. You can't see it, but there's a guy there. He's covered. And then you come down one more time, come down 1 more level. It's why you have 3 levels, and stick this ball right here for a huge gain. And instead that happens, right? So again, chance to improve. We've seen AR struggle with this before. Obviously, Napier, I'm sure, is telling him, hey, look, here's what you got to do here. You got to make your quick reads. No, yes, right? The faster you process this, the better that you will be. One reason why I think that Florida running 11 personnel and running more spread style concepts works for them is it confuses the defense more easily, and it also gives Florida lighter boxes. When Florida's running 12 personnel, they're almost always facing heavier boxes because teams know Florida's not as dynamic going down the field with this current edition of the Gators. But here in a non-12 personnel, look, Florida's going to actually wind up running the ball effectively against, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. If you want to call this a 6-man box, a 6-man box. He's running off with Ricky. We're up like here. So you're getting a 6-man box, right? So for Florida, this is everything that you want. 5-on-5 football is what you want. Even up football, what you want. This is everything you want. That's everything they're going to get. Let's take a look at what Florida does here on the zone scheme, right? This is fantastic. Clear the lanes, what you want to do. Let's clear this nice big lane here. You want to see the numbers of the jersey there. You want to run these guys out. Give your running back a chance to come through. And bingo, there goes ETN. And what ETN does so well is get to the second level quickly. He gets to the second level super quickly, much more quickly than I think most of these defenders realize each and every week. And right here is your safety who's waiting for this, barely touches him. We're off to the races. And it's a race that ETN is going to win. Even though he turns in a little bit here, right? Trying to kind of turn a little bit, maybe see if he can beat him to this angle, kind of surprise him. He doesn't surprise him and then turns his back beautifully here. Finishes play. Touchdown, right? Electrifying run again every single week. Seven's putting great stuff on film. Florida's blessed right now with their running back situation, but this is really nice. And it all results in a light box. A light box for Florida to take advantage of. And with Florida's rushing attack versus a light box against an overmatched opponent, that is the result. Sensational touchdown here from Florida. 80-plus yards. ETN's fired up as he should be. He's doing the little things like blocking for AR, and he's also doing the big things like taking the ball to the house from distance. So Florida caps off what was a perfect first quarter of football. The defense gets all the stops on each drive for South Carolina, and the offense scores every single time they had the ball. The score is 21-0. It's now Florida's 4th possession. And something we've seen with increasing frequency, Florida, again, 11 personnel here, is that AR is going to be able to keep this football. In the early season, we rarely saw teams rarely saw teams committing incorrectly to the run, but as Florida's rushing attack has been able to attack teams inside zone, outside zone, gap run, etc., we've seen AR have multiple opportunities to keep the football, and you are going to see one here. South Carolina is going to go for a scrape exchange where they bring in an aggressive play here from the end. The linebacker then becomes the edge defender. It's up to him to make this read, and he is going to get this completely incorrect. He sees an H-back coming out to him. He's betting for sure it's going to be an inside run. AR keeps. I mean, he's completely faked out, right? He is gone and out of this play. AR is out the other side, and he is never going to get him. No chance out the other side. Now we have one safety to beat. Whoop, no problem there. I mean, take a look at this again. No problem there. He tags him, and then he is just, I mean, he's literally on skates. Take a look at his feet right here, right? He is absolutely on skates. Woo. That's actually a slip and slide. Let's get that right. He's at the summer barbecue hitting the slip and slide right there, right in front of the coaches in the sideline. You can't see their faces. They don't want to look. They're like, oh, man, no, not again. And then thankfully for South Carolina, AR does not get a chance to take it all the way to the house. However, another piece of chunk yardage for Florida's rushing attack on a simple zone read, right? Generating big plays from safe plays is a good way to be successful and not turn the football over, something Florida is excelling at, as Florida now has the best turnover margin in the SEC, in large part thanks to the fact that they rarely turn the football over due to being able to run safer plays like this and still get chunk yardage. Here's reason number 45. Or who knows, reason number 65 or 100 perhaps, right? Florida has a lot of reasons why their rushing game is successful, but here's one of them is you're going to see all these defenders read inside zone right here. This has got to be an inside zone run. I know they're going inside zone. Everything screams inside zone, and they're right. They are right about this. Florida wants to run inside zone, except with every zone run, you always have an ability to bounce it. You can bounce it to the outside, and he overcommits right here. 27, this is on you. He overcommits. He wants to make a tackle. He's not going to do his job. He's not going to hold the edge. That's undisciplined football. And Montrell, who has great vision in the zone rushing attack, sees it, knows it, gets outside. Really good blocking here. Right, this is great blocking, staying with the play the entire way, and that is going to allow Johnson to go up the sideline. Nice work here, Xavier Henderson. Again, he does not know. Henderson right here is blocking. He has no idea where Johnson is. I want to show you how important this is. He does not know where he is. This play is designed to go this way. He does not know that he's bouncing. He can't see this, doesn't know this. And at this point in time, he's just blocking him so that he can have his running back go this way. Now that he sees him escaping, he knows he must have bounced this run. And look at him work to come underneath the play to get a block here. And that is a significant block that allows for at least 15 more yards. That's fantastic stuff. That is what it takes to be a good running team. And Florida's putting a lot of good stuff on film right now with regards to that. 3rd and 10 now for Florida. Florida trying to score their 4th touchdown in a row. And we are going to get a smash concept again here. This time from the inside most slot receiver, Xavier Henderson. Xanders is going to run basically a little hitch route that then becomes sort of a dig. And this defender is going to play this pretty well. This play could have been a touchdown. 2 things go wrong here. 1, South Carolina is going to bring pressure with 5, but Florida is going to struggle in multiple areas. And we've seen this before from Kingsley. Kingsley sometimes, and it's hard as a center, right? If you don't get your balance right as a center, you can get driven back. He's going to get driven straight back. I mean, he just does not win this battle here. Driven straight back, and then Ethan White is going to lose control here. So AR is going to throw this ball on time. The timing of this is still right. Right foot hits, right? He has time here. This ball could have come out even a little earlier. So even though Florida's O-line does get beat, there's enough time to throw this smash. Unfortunately, this ball is not well located, and there is space, right? This is a small space. This is a small window, but it is there. It is there. Here's your underneath defender. Here's your interior defender that was with him. One more time, you're going to see him run off your screen right here. He's totally beat. Look at him right now. You can see he's running past him. He's completely beat. AR sees this. AR knows this. Your only concern now is what you see here. Just like we saw before, he's going to be splitting the difference between this hitch route, which he now sees stop, and the corner route, which he knows is probably coming over his head. He wants to be able to get back there in time to stop that. However, he's not actually going to get back there in time to stop this. If this is a good ball, he doesn't get there. Take a look at him. He doesn't get there. He turns the wrong way. He has no chance of getting this ball. You put this ball on the money, it's going to be a touchdown. So where did AR go wrong on this play? Well, 1, he throws this ball too late. right? Right foot hits the ground right here. And as soon as you see this action, he is flat-footed, he is dead. You want to get this ball out. And he takes one extra hitch right here. And see, that timing is all it takes. Now, right, now this ball's got to be on a line, which you can see, and he's losing room because of the sideline. So again, timing is everything as quarterback. If he gets this ball out a little bit earlier, he has more space to work with. He can throw to grass, leave himself a bigger window and a better catch radius for his receiver. Instead, this ball still could have been completed just a little shallow, and Florida misses an opportunity there to Xavier Henderson. On 3rd down and 10, they elect to take a field goal, and they go up 24-0. South Carolina scores on a fake punt, ruining the goose egg the defense was putting out there. Of course, that's not on the defense, that fake punt. We do look at that in the defensive video if you want to take a look at that for yourself. But for now, Florida gets the ball back, 2-minute drill, 1 timeout. All right, it's been a recurring source of frustration for me in this film review with how Florida has ended the majority of first halves this season. Florida is yet again in what Billy Napier calls the Mayday situation, where South Carolina will be getting the ball back in the second half. I think Napier tends to fear this more than he otherwise should, especially in a game where his defense was playing so well, his offense was also playing so well. This is not necessarily the first thing I would fear, although I would appreciate the gravity of a momentum swing before half. There is certainly plenty of truth in that, and obviously, game by game, you have to decide who your opponent is and whether or not you want them to get the football back. But in this case, on 1st down and 10, opening up the 2-minute drill, Florida is going to start with a run. Now, what's really interesting about this is it's a 2-yard run, and South Carolina is going to call a timeout. After the timeout, it's now 2nd down and 8. That tells you a lot about what Shane Beamer thinks of Billy Napier's end-of-half management. It largely tells you that he thinks Billy's probably playing a little bit cautious. He's seen the film before. He's seen what Florida has done in the middle 8, especially the last 4 minutes of the half. He's seen they've tended to be scared money, so to speak. They've tended not to be trying to make money. They've been trying to sit on their money, if you will, and they're trying to do it again here. So South Carolina has burned a timeout. They are now playing aggressive, trying to get themselves back into the game. Now Napier is probably feeling some pressure to get a first down because, again, of his Mayday situation. What's he going to call here? Well, first of all, he's going to get a 6-man box, right? He's on Ricky, a 6-man box, which is in fact a light box and a good chance to run the football. Notice how he's not playing. He's not playing the run. It's a 6-man box. Florida 5-man line. We're playing almost hat-on-hat football. We'll take that, right? And we're going to shoot right through here on the inside zone. And now we're in business all the way to the 46-yard line. 1 minute and 42 seconds left. South Carolina wastes their timeout. Now Billy's feeling good. It should all be downhill now for Florida to at least get a field goal, hopefully a touchdown. On 1st down and 10, Florida completes a pass. They're playing aggressive. They're moving the ball on the field. Unfortunately, Tarquin basically false started. That was an unfortunate situation. Tarquin is now out of the football game after that false start, and you get Barber in there instead. So, not a great move by Tarquin. Now we have Barber in there on the right side. There's Barber, who was in for Tarquin. Of course, they do change quite a bit during the game, but this is actually after the play. So certainly some frustration from Florida. And now we're going to run an outside zone play again against a light box. Look at what Florida's facing here. He's going to be covering, right? Cover, cover. Take a look at this box. This is a very good play call. 3 down linemen. Everyone's over here. Florida's going to run outside zone this way. This is going to be a very good play. The only problem is Kingsley is going to get obliterated all the way back to the other end zone, essentially. Just run off, completely run off all the way into Montreal. But if we pause the film right here, look at these blocks. We can see all of their numbers running the South Carolina defenders to the sideline. Block here, blocks it up here. If Kingsley is able to do his job and hold here, this is going to be a big play. At least 10 yards, maybe more on 1st down and 15, setting up Florida with a minute and change left to where everything is going to be just fine. And instead, now thanks to a false start by Tarquin, and now thanks to this play getting blown up right here as Kingsley gets put into the backfield, Florida is now in second and long, right? Second and long, and a minute left. And now your odds of getting a first down have shrunk some. Maybe you're going to play the time down and think, hey, you know what? Let's try to get a field goal instead of a touchdown, at the very least, to make sure South Carolina does not get a chance to do anything to score points before the end of the half. So on 2nd and 17, South Carolina very curiously chooses not to call a timeout. Now that's very interesting. On first down, you call the timeout. After first down, rather, you call the timeout. Now you get another situation where the timeout's definitely going to be to your benefit. Had South Carolina called a timeout here, they'd have one timeout remaining, and Florida would have a minute left in the half. But they don't. They're letting the clock run. They perhaps now are content to go to halftime. It's a really bad decision, in my opinion, for Shane Beamer in South Carolina. They are down. They need to change something. Florida has made some mistakes. Let them feel the pressure. 2nd and 17, what's Florida going to do? Florida is not going to run it. Now they are also going to be aggressive. We're getting lots of interesting stuff going on here. Florida trying to still score points. And Barber, who's in here now at left tackle, moving around all over the place, right? Was shifting around. He played right tackle the snap before. Now he's at left tackle after timeout. Tarquin's now back in. Garage taking a break, right? All kinds of stuff going on here. Barber's going to get sniped. Down he goes. AR does not see this or feel this pressure here. And then this ball is going to come out, and AR is going to hang on to it. Thankfully, Florida dodges a bullet here, goes down, and now there's 33 seconds, and it's going to be 3rd down and long. 3rd and 19, 15 seconds left. South Carolina still elects not to take their timeout in that situation. They still have 2 remaining. Again, very curious if I'm Shane Beamer. It makes sense that Florida has basically felt like, hey, we really don't want to give them the ball back, even though our defense has done so well. Our defense has not been great all year long. Let's not ruin a good thing. Let's keep the momentum right where it is. Let's call a quarterback run. Nice play call here on 3rd and 19. Again, Florida with no timeouts left, not a lot of time left. All South Carolina has to do is tackle AR in bounds. There's 3 guys here. 3 guys is not going to be enough to tackle AR. He's going to get the first down and get out of bounds, stopping the clock, giving Florida some options with what they want to do. A bizarre series of events occurs where Florida marches the field goal team out, only to decide they probably don't want to do that because perhaps something bad could happen, like a block or a kick 6. Florida's kicker probably doesn't have the leg to make it from 60 plus anyway. At any rate, they think better of that, take a delay of game, try to throw a Hail Mary, do not get a Hail Mary off at all, and Florida limps into the half. So lots of weird stuff occurred here in the last 2 or 3 minutes. You had a great first half. You had an incredible first quarter. But you go into halftime up 24-6, but you don't feel amazing because of what just transpired in the past 4 minutes. A fake punt for a touchdown, kind of just a limpy offensive possession that winds up yielding you nothing but frustration. And you go into the half with South Carolina getting the football, thinking maybe, just maybe, South Carolina is going to get back into this. Florida has not proven to be a consistent team all season long. Things were feeling a little bit questionable despite the dominance Florida had. And of course, we're going to see what happens here in the second half. Florida's defense on one play gets a turnover, basically erasing any momentum South Carolina would have hoped to have had. Now, Florida with a chance, I think, to really put South Carolina out of this football game with a touchdown. It's 2nd down and 8. Florida's in 11 personnel. We're going to get a motion play here with Zanders set on the line. And then we're going to get the old roll out to the right play. Again, this play to me has been so ineffective for Florida. You get a motion from Henderson coming across the formation. So many teams have seen this by now, and you're going to get the predictable blitz right here, right? Immediately come in and put pressure on them. Now, you do have a target here and a target here for some short games on 2nd down and 8, but primarily this is the one you want to hit, as again, he's going to get tackled here, so perhaps you pick up a yard or 2. But as always, AR gets maybe half a second to make this decision before he has a fully sprinting defender in his face. So even if he wants to hit this throw, right, he has someone coming in his face. So to stop your feet and throw back across the middle is not a great idea, especially when all of the other reads are moving out to the sideline, high, middle, low, none of which are open, which tends to be the case all the time Florida runs this play. And here we go again. Got to dodge a guy this time. AR does not dodge a guy. He has almost every other time this season. He does not here. Now your rollout to the right play goes from 2nd and 8 to 3rd and 16, making it very difficult for Florida to, in fact, score a touchdown. And again, I just don't understand the benefit of sprinting out to the wide side of the field when you know every single team you play is shooting that gap on its own. You are not getting a chance for AR to come out here and run downhill. That's almost never happening. You are not fooling defenses very often to the point to where that's happening at all. And you are almost never running routes anywhere other than from the hash mark here to the sideline. This doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And Florida, again, is struggling to run this play consistently well, despite the fact they run it maybe 6 to 7 times per game. And Florida is struggling to pass the football consistently. So you'd think they'd want to find 6 or 7 different plays that perhaps they execute better than this one. Perhaps it's time for Florida to sunset this play in its current form for the rest of the year and find some better ways to pass the ball down the field. 3rd and 16 here. Not a ton of stuff in the playbook for this distance. Florida's going to elect here just to make this an easier field goal, and of course the off chance they wind up getting through. I still like the execution here because we're not going to make the run fake. Very happy to see in this game that multiple times now we have not faked that run. It's a much better quick game. Ball gets out to him in time, right? Gets out to him in time before the defenders are all over him, and it is going to give Xavier Henderson a chance to make a move here and get up the sideline, and nice tackles made there. But Florida should have what's going to be an easy chip shot and a free 3 points to start the half. Disappointing, still 3 points, going up 27-6. Unfortunately, Florida's game changers are going to miss that field goal, and it's going to remain 24-6. Big Dez has stolen the ball from South Carolina, gets tackled, unfortunately, by Spencer Rattler. The Swamp's on fire. Florida now 3rd down and 2, desperately wanting to score a touchdown here after missing points the last time this happened. Florida in an offset I. Not really. It's a pistol, but it's a pistol version of the offset I. Not very often you see this. Here's your tight end kind of acting like a fullback. Pistol here acting like your I back, right? And you still get to run this out of shotgun. This is what this looks like out of the shotgun. Kind of the classic pistol set, if you will. Florida does not use this a lot, but it's going to work out very nicely here as we're going to get the little sprint flat route here from Odom. Play action is going to pull everyone into AR. We've seen Florida in the past actually attempt to run the football on these kind of looks, and I'm pretty sure here that Napier knew he's not going to make the mistake he's made before, where we saw Florida on 4th down and 2 basically just use this look. Instead, now he's going to actually throw this ball here, knowing the teams have seen this on film, and they're probably going to sell out to stop any kind of inside run, which is exactly what South Carolina does. AR does a very nice job here with the play fake and then clearing space. It's really important as a quarterback. Watch this. Play fake. He knows he's going to get pressure. He has to clear space. Boom. Clear space. 1, 2, 2.5 yards of space cleared right here. Great job, able to throw this before the defender gets to him, and that's all he has to do is sell the fake long enough to get this ball into the flat where you've got a walk-in touchdown. Nice play design, nice touchdown, really probably putting this game on ice for good here as Florida scores to make it 30-6 over South Carolina. Another couple of plays for South Carolina and another turnover. Florida's back in business here, staring at the end zone yet again. And on this particular play, Florida's just not going to get this play correct. A blown play here. So again, Florida's offense, sensational first quarter, kind of a slow fizzling as the game went on, not really capitalizing on opportunities. This is not to dampen what happened in the football game. At Florida's state of where they are in year one, this is an excellent result and an excellent result on film as well. A lot of what we're seeing on film is very good for where this football team has been and what they put on film in this game. Now, if you're looking for a championship-level offense, that is not what you're seeing, of course, in this game. That's not what any of us should expect Florida to see yet. But once again, in these film studies, we're trying to show what is optimal, right? What we're trying to get to, what Billy Napier's trying to get to, play at a championship level. And here we are unfortunately going to get Burke up top blocking, right? This is only a two-man route. You have Ricky going out and you have Burke going out. You're going to max protect everything else. Here's your check down with Douglas, and you've got him blocking. So he's not actually running a route. He's on the wrong page. You got the wrong signal. There he is, not running a route. AR's looking at him. That's not great. Ricky's quadruple covered over here. I don't have anything. And here he quickly makes the decision that he has nothing and then just decides, I got to throw this ball away, which is a perfectly good decision because he had nothing. So we waste first down there. I only put this on film to say, of course, Florida playing a lot of young guys, a lot of new guys. That's going to happen from time to time, and it happened here in this football game. Florida's become a lot more successful with the jet sweep using Ricky Pearsall. Again, we found ways to get him more involved. One thing we felt comfortable about Billy Napier with was that he was going to identify who he thought his playmakers were, and he was going to get him the ball frequently. We've seen that obviously with Montrell and with Etienne. We now see with Ricky Pearsall. We're getting better at finding ways to put balls in our playmakers' hands, and because of that, defenses are going to respect this jet sweep a lot more, which is going to open stuff up. Take a look. They are actually respecting this. They are respecting this jet sweep where for the first half of the season, nobody cared about that at all. They were just crashing down on AR. Well, now they're respecting because Florida's been successful with it. So because of that, Now AR can keep this, and we can run an inside zone. Look at this blocking. I mean, how beautiful is that? That is fantastic. He's going to run 9 yards before he even gets touched right there. That's going to be 2nd and 10 and an easy first down, made possible by the fact that defenses are respecting the jet sweep, something that defenses have to respect if Napier's offense wants to work well, as he needs to be able to threaten the edge beyond just the running back and AR. 3rd and 7 here for the Gators, and this is going to be an example of AR doing something he doesn't often do, but again, he's a human, he's a quarterback, he can make mistakes. He's going to get happy feet here in the pocket despite having an open receiver, and his favorite open receiver in theory, especially since Shorter's not playing, which is going to be Ricky right here, just running a simple little sit route on the inside. The first down marker is here. Now, he technically has 2 guys he can throw the ball to here. Odom is open in this window right now. Then Ricky is wide open here underneath, as South Carolina has gotten rubbed off on this route. So a nice combo here from Florida. We've talked a lot about wanting to see Florida run some routes where they're helping each other with the route traffic. Watch and see what happens here. He's going to run off into the defender on Ricky. That's going to create this window for Ricky. AR should be getting a 1 visual read here, right? He should be able to see all of this traffic right here. And if he's going to read high to low, he should read high right here first. And that's where that ball should go. Right now, he has this. Sling it, right? This defender here is running all the way across. He can't stop his momentum in time to get there. That's open. Window right here. Hit this window. Put it through this window right here. There it is. Nice little window for you. And sling. Doesn't do it. Part of the reason why is look at his footwork here. As he opens up, he's pushing away. We're fine. We're still good in the pocket here. Stand tall. We're going to now open flat, which you don't want to do, right? His feet are now facing basically flat. Take a look. Now we're looking over here. So we've basically disintegrated and missed our read window where you have Ricky wide open right now. He might get the first down, but obviously you're going to go high right here, just stick this throw, right? And then if this is not here, you can come back across to your dig route. So we've messed up the window pattern. Our timing is off now. Our footwork is off, and now we're in scramble mode, kind of looking forward. Now I don't like that. Okay, I see that Ricky is here. He's there. I got him now. I still have him. And then I'm going to just put a ball too far out there ball placement-wise, and that's not going to work. So again, that's not AR's best stuff there, and that's okay, right? I'm going to keep saying that's okay. If I'm coaching AR, again, he's a guy who's played fewer than 13 or so football games in college and high school in the past 3 years. He's not going to make every single decision perfectly, and neither is any other quarterback. But you want to see it on film so you can discuss it, talk about it, and improve. And a couple of things, of course, that AR can improve on is his read processing speed in this offense. Some sets he's really comfortable with. Other ones, like this one, not so comfortable. So reading faster from high, middle to low, and of course, ball placement. Those are 2 things I think that are on the top of his list this holiday season to improve upon, top of his wish list, so to speak, and we'll see what he can put on film for the rest of the season. But right here, he misses an opportunity. Again, may not be a first down here, but your job as quarterback is take what the defense gives you, run the play to the best of your ability, maximize the yardage of that particular play. Florida's game changers unfortunately miss the field goal. So 2 missed field goals. One was blocked, and the other one was drop snapped. So you've got 2 issues there that aren't so great, but that happens sometimes on special teams, I suppose. And if you're the special teams coach, of course, not a great day for you, despite the fact that Florida had a great day in almost every other segment, especially given where they'd been all season. So Florida now set up deep in their own territory after a unique punt from South Carolina, where it only travels about 15, 20 yards and then rolls. That's done on purpose. And we're going to see the roll out to the right again. Now, I've talked about this before. Florida, I think, will be a lot better off to make this same play action move and then just stay in the pocket. Florida's offensive line generally does a good job of this. That allows you to run routes all across the field. Instead, as soon as AR rolls out, this time where he does have time, these defenders all know where the play is going. Look how much grass is here. I want to stop right now. Look how much grass is here. Florida could just run this route, and he's going to be completely by himself. Instead, South Carolina knows they've watched the film. Oh, he's going to roll out. I'm just going to go this way. I know that's where the play is going. Look at him. He's just opening up this way. He knows where the play is going because everyone knows we're going to do this and this and this, and then above you, you can't see on your screen. The same thing is happening off of your screen. So now we have successfully executed the rollout. We have everything we want. We have lots of time. No one's in his face. But you tell me who exactly he's going to throw this football to. Then he tries to go to the guy who at least has body leverage here. And, that pass is actually catchable. Probably should be caught. Unfortunately, it's not caught. You got South Carolina's hands in the way there. I mean, that's a tough catch, tough play to make, right? But there's just not a lot there. Again, not a lot there, not a lot to work with. And if I'm grading this out consistently on film, I'm saying, hey, coach, this play has not been very successful for you. You're running it a lot. It's not been very successful. Let's tweak this concept. Play actions are great. Rolling out can be great. How we're employing it has not been great. Let's look to make some adjustments this week. 3rd and 9, and if you play a light box against Florida, you better prepare yourself because they can do some damage. 4-man rush, 6-man box in here, right? 6-man box. Florida's had a lot of success when they've seen this. Here comes your unblocked edge defender who's going to come too far up the field because he really thinks AR is going to keep it, doesn't think we're running it. Now he's going to miss his window. He should have been there. If he does not come too far up the field, this play is already dead. But he does. We get great seals in here. And now we're off to the races with Montrell. He's going to have to make this next edge defender miss here, which of course he does with a nasty fake to the outside, cut back to the inside, gets away from him, and Hero runs this for a first down. So on 3rd down and 9 on our own 3-yard line or 2-yard line, Florida picks up this first down with a run, in large part because South Carolina does not play discipline and because, of course, they played a light box, which Florida can generally punish you quite successfully with. When Florida is seeing 6-man boxes, I do not mind them running, even on 3rd down and 9, especially because we are so good at it. That does favor the numbers. We talked a lot during the Kyle Trask era about the numbers being favorable to pass the ball, almost never, because teams were loading up so many guys in the secondary that Florida still couldn't run the ball, even with 5-man boxes or 4-man boxes at times. Well, this year, Florida runs the ball well against 6, 7, and sometimes 8-man boxes, but if you play a 6-man box, Florida can really punish you, and they do it again here on 3rd down and 9, carrying this drive on. 2nd and 7 now for Florida. We're going to get yet another rollout to the right play. I think at this time it's 31-6, and Billy's like, I'm going to keep working on this play. This play matters to me. I got to get this right. We're going to block this time with Xanders, take this away. Here comes the free man, as always, shooting down to AR as soon as he turns around. Here we go, guy in my face. I got time, though. This guy should not affect me. I got plenty of time. I got open Ricky. Ricky's got a nice lead. This is finally what I want on this rollout, right? We're going to get a first down on this. It's going to be easy money. I'm going to roll out. I'm going to stick this ball, except my arm is just too strong, and I throw an absolute missile. I mean, that is just a cannon. From this distance, you just want to be accurate and throw a catchable ball. Again, it's one reason why scouts love him, right? You love to throttle a guy down and say, hey, take a little bit off your ball, right? Then throttle the guy up and say, hey, throw it harder. And he's like, coach, I can't throw it any harder. That's all I got, right? Well, AR's got plenty. The AR's got too much. This ball goes right through Ricky's hands. It would have hit him in the face if it was a little lower. So that ball's got to be thrown with less velo. As it stands, Florida misses yet another play on the sprint rollout right. Florida, a whopping 8 out of 11 on 3rd down. That's excellent for a team that really struggled on 3rd down coming into this game. A lot of this, of course, film study has been looking at what could have been optimal. So you're probably wondering, James, this is great. Why are you being so nitpicky? Well, again, I'm being celebratory and I'm optimizing to show you what's possible as Florida tries to get better and better each season. And here's an example of a play call that would have worked. Florida's going to check out of this. Here we go. Little change. Now, why are we going to change? 6-man box again. Another 6-man box here for Florida, 3rd down and 6. On this particular play, this is going to work, right? This is good play design. It's a good time to call this play. We're going to get failed execution here, but this is going to work even though it's 3rd down and 6. Unfortunately, Ethan White, zone blocking. If you're covered up, there's a guy right in front of you, you're going to block your man, right? You're going to block him to the play side, okay? If you are uncovered, here, Ethan White, he's going to wind up helping execute a double team to then work up to the next man that's going to enter into his zone. Now you're going to watch Ethan White come here to help out, right? All of Florida's linemen going this way in unison, setting up the zone. And now he needs to come here and help out and then get off here to get the next man. But he's going to spend too much time chasing this to get a little touch there before he gets his head up to see what we have here. There you go. Whiff. Whoop. Whiff, right? Now, you want to have a two-way option here in the zone run. So what Florida's hoping to do, in the perfect scenario, they were hoping that Kingsley was going to turn his defender this way. So ideally, you would want to see Kingsley's number on the back of his jersey, like we've seen before, turning this defender this way. He's not going to get that done. That's okay. The primary gap's going to be here. But you also have the secondary cutback lane on the inside zone, which is what Ethan White's going to work. A little touch here, going to get here, get a block here. He's also going to either run his guy out or try to keep him sealed off there. We're not going to have that because, again, Ethan is too slow to get there because he spends too much time trying to execute the double team. And now instead of having a seal right here where he takes him this way, and now we have a nice hole here, take a look at this hole, we're coming out, and that's exactly what, right? That's exactly what we see here. That's what we get. We're going to have this play with Montrell. Montrell sees it and likes it. He's going to have a beautiful hole right here to run through. This could be a huge play, and unfortunately, that's going to wind up being nothing. Florida's not going to get that first down on 3rd down and 6, but that play call could have worked. It could have been big. It was against a 6-man box. I have no problem with it. Florida just did not execute there. 31-6, fourth quarter, Florida in control of this game. Florida in 12 personnel and starting to get a little bit conservative. Why do we know this? Look at how many players South Carolina has in the box here. We have 4, we have 8. We potentially have a 9th player in the box who's going to wind up being in the box because he's going to sub out really for this guy. So we're going to keep 8 players in the box, but he's looking into the backfield to help. They're playing maximally aggressive here versus the run. 8 guys in the box, not what you want. Florida here is not even going to block with him, right? So we're going to have 6 blockers here versus 8. Those are not the numbers that you want. South Carolina is easily going to win this. They're going to wind up stopping Florida here for a minimal gain. It's still great that Florida picks up 3 or 4 here, but again, when you're running into fronts of 8 men, that is not ideal. That's against the numbers football, and oftentimes it will show you a coach is being conservative. Now, when you're up 31-6, you could argue, hey, let's do this. If it's me, I'm saying let's keep the pedal to the metal here. We have things to work on, especially in our passing game. We got a safe lead. They've scored 0 points against our defense. They barely crossed midfield. Let's not just run the ball here out of 12 personnel up by the score. So again, Florida, part of the reason for the fizzle out here to a certain degree is in the fourth quarter, Florida really begins to play a bit more conservative as they're seeing the game out. 3rd and 6 now for Florida in the fourth quarter. 11 personnel for Florida. Here's ETN down here. You're going to get just a dig that's going to be open from here. Everything from AR's perspective is going to be good except for the ball placement. So we get a free pancake here for Ethan White. Free pancake nose tackle sort of just falls upon the Kingsley stiff arm right there. He falls down. Free pancakes for everyone. AR moves nicely over and then up into the pocket, climbing. He's on platform. He's got plenty of space. The guy who got pancaked is now getting up. No big deal. Sling this ball in there. Let's get a big play. This is going to be a big play, except this ball is thrown well behind him. Now, this should still be caught. I want to note this. This should still be a first down conversion. You have to catch this football. You have to help your quarterback out here. This is not a good ball, but you got to help him out. You got to make this catch, right? Don't make this catch. That's frustrating. That's going to wind up being an incomplete pass, and Florida has to punt. However, make no mistake about it, this ball needs to be in front. And if it is in front, he is still running. He's got nice separation. He's not going to catch him. If this ball's in front, he's still turning up the sideline where the nearest defender is back here. That's going to be a chunk play on 3rd down and 6. Good play call, good route. Secure the catch so we get a first down if you can. Help your quarterback out. But again, the ball placement fails Florida on that one. It's the fourth quarter, so we know it's time for Florida to work on trying to run their 2-man vertical combos and see if they can hit anything. This is out of 11 personnel. Florida's had more success out of 11 running these plays, but still not a lot of success with these vertical shots really all year long. Florida's going to be in max protect. The only problem is Leonard right here is going to lose his one-on-one battle and just get driven straight. I mean, he's just getting taken for a ride right here all the way back into AR, and that's going to be a sack, a highlight film play there for number 90 of South Carolina. Unfortunate for Leonard, and Florida tries to go deep, but yet again unsuccessful taking a vertical shot. 4th and 4 for Florida. I love this play design and play call. Everything about this is great on this call. First of all, we're going to time this really well. We've seen in the past Florida's tried to run this and missed the timing. Look at the timing of this ball fake right here. This is really nice. Fake the jet sweep. It's viable. You'd run it, right? Eyes are in the backfield. Viable. You'd run it. Let's slow them down some. Fake that. There's your fake. Slow them down some. turn to the outside. We are not going to sprint anywhere now. We're just trying to turn our head around and hit this. This is our actual play right here with Montrell. There it is. Fake the jet sweep. Fake the handoff. Okay, Montrell doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. AR's got it. Let's bail out, right? He's responsible for the running back. He's not going to win that battle as long as he's focusing on the eye candy that he gets here, which he does. Look at his footwork. He steps all the way over here. He does not read this play well. Easy money. Put it on him. Boop. Right out in front. Nice conversion. Nice play. Nice conversion. Nice play. Nice work there, AR. Good first down. Nice play design here from Florida on 2nd down and 2. We're going to motion Burke in, and he is going to set like another H-back here. Here's Odom. Here's Burke. This gives you a lot of optionality and flexibility here. And here is what we're going to do. It's going to be a nice play. This looks like a split zone with Burke acting as a tight end for a second. Right, we're going to zone off this way. Then Odom is going to fire off the ball and take the man right in front of him to clear space. And then here comes Burke, who again would be split zoning. He could block, he could release, which we've seen Florida do. He's going to run straight at the defender, and now he's going to have to cover him. He has to cover him. He knows that AR has the ball, except AR doesn't actually have the ball, but there's so much window dressing, he doesn't really realize what's going on. Take a look. He's holding him because he's beat, right? Little does he know that here comes Montrell running right by him into the end zone. I mean, how great is that? You know it's a really good play design when a guy is within 5 yards of the actual fake that you run. And here's the fake. This is why you want to turn your back, right? We talked a lot about AR's struggles with this early on. This is why you want to be able to turn your back. He cannot see the football right now. This ball is completely hidden to him. And now when AR tucks it, I want to show you this. When AR tucks it here, he cannot see the football. He can't see it. He has no idea that AR has it. It's completely hidden. No one knows that AR has it, especially not this guy. And that's the guy that you don't want to see the ball because he has the best chance of making a stop. You have to fake him out, which is what we do. And now he's like, oh no, AR kept it. I'm totally beat here. I'm the guy who's responsible for the edge. And again, meanwhile, block, right? Here's your guy, your safety, one-on-one with Montrell. Montrell takes him head on, finishes. Again, really nice play design. Really, really nice play design. All right, 38-6 for Florida. This game is definitely over. It's the last play I'm going to show you. We get a little Kidna action here. We also got some Kyle Ingle action. Unfortunately for Ingle, I wish he would have been able to throw the ball once or twice. We ran it, and then unfortunately, obviously, for Naquan Wright, a guy who's had a lot of success as a Gator, kind of been phased out this season here, fumbles on what's probably his last carry in the Swamp. Maybe not, but probably. And then Ingle, unfortunately, doesn't get to throw a pass in the Swamp. So kind of a bummer ending there for Florida. However, Kidna here is going to put a nice piece on film with an RPO, and we'll show it because it's a nice play and because I like RPOs because they're very versatile. So here's your RPO play. You're going to run a route where you could run the ball. You can also run a route here, which you're doing. There's going to come your inside slant route, and this ball is going to be really well thrown. That's what you want to see, right? Ball placement. Take a look. Really good ball placement. Puts it right into him, puts it right on him, throws him up the field. His momentum is carrying. That's going to allow him to pick up an extra 5 or 6 yards on 2nd down and 5. So nice play there. It was great to see a lot of Florida Gators get some action in. All in all, this film study, of course, was excellent when it came to the running game. The passing game had moments of brilliance, had moments of low-level stuff, had a lot of stuff in between. And that's where Florida is right now. However, this was progress. Make no mistake about it. Florida's first quarter existed. It happened. It was fantastic. That was great. The rest of the game wasn't all there. That's okay. Florida's not to the point to where they're going to play 4 quarters of championship-level offensive football yet. But we are seeing an improved team. We are seeing playmakers make more plays. We are seeing fewer mistakes. We are seeing more opportunities to move the ball on the field. And we're also still seeing some things I think Florida could improve on. And again, that is the point of film study. You want to see what's available. What could you do better? Where are you struggling? What does the data say? And how can we essentially get better output, better yards per play, better points per play as we finish out this season with big games against Vanderbilt and then, of course, Florida State before the bowl game. So Florida definitely trending up. This is a huge game for Florida's momentum to be able to win this game coming off the heels of Texas A&M. A good team win across the board. An excellent performance by the defense. And again, I think the offense is going to watch the film on this one and think, hey, we left a lot of stuff out there. Let's try to do better against Vanderbilt. Yes, we had 38 points, but we left a lot of stuff out there. Again, let's try to improve upon it. Let's keep getting better. Let's keep growing. And as always, I will be with you every step of the way. And I'll be here next week breaking down the Vanderbilt game. As always, if you have any comments, feedback, etc., feel free to write to me. I'll get back to you. I'm always trying to make this stuff more enjoyable for all of you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week. I'm James from the Gator Nation Football Podcast.